Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to ATM Spellbound. Now, since the last episode, originally I was just planning on going straight into the next recording, but then I decided to spend a little bit of time building, and I got wrapped up in it, and then now it's the next day. Originally I was planning on getting ahead. I haven't really done too much around the inside of the base. Let me actually grab these real quick. But I haven't done a ton of stuff around the inside of the base, but what I have been working on is a little something. If we come out here, one thing that was kind of bothering me, of course, we have all these, basically right now we have all these boxes stacked on top of boxes. And of course we've been working on the interior and kind of progressively doing that. But like I had said, we got the broom, and I wanted the broom for working on the exterior a little bit. You know, aside from just this little bit that I had started that was manageable at a time. So I decided to work on a little something. So if we come out here, and let's go ahead, you can probably see it there. But I've been working on this, working on the exterior here, and just putting a bit of time. This actually took a little bit of time to figure out exactly how I want to lay everything out and stuff. Broom is fine for building, but it does take a little bit longer than normal flight. So because if I want to go up, for example, I have to actually like move and position myself. But the nice thing is with our reach 3, it actually simplifies things a lot as far as building goes. So I've just been working on this. Now this part up here, luckily we've got a bunch of arcane crystals, and I haven't really been using them for much of anything as of yet. So I decided on arcane crystals, and then everything else was pretty straightforward. Basically a lot of weathered limestone, a little bit of lunar stone, a bit of wood to be sure, but overall not too bad. And wood, on that note, originally I was planning on doing a wood farm here pretty soon. I think we're going to put it off just a few episodes because it involves us starting into I think I'm going to do it with Botania. So I'll wait on that just a little bit because there's a couple other projects that I'd like to do before we delve into Botania, including getting spells and doing just a little bit of tweaking to our create system. You know, I mentioned wanting to plug that up to our storage network, and I think we are going to be doing that in one of the upcoming episodes. But today we're going to be doing something a little bit different that I had been talking about wanting to do. But right now, as far as getting wood goes, basically all I do is just teleport out. I think I've actually got, I've got a bunch of wood in here because I was mass crafting framed blocks. But I just go somewhere, basically just teleport. I had been teleporting out to, Alchemy Tower 1, wherever that's at. I don't even know where it's at. I think it's, it's right over here. You can actually see this large cleared out space down here, but that's just where I've been gathering up my wood. And I did go ahead and run this, get the ceiling in place, but I haven't actually started placing in the blocks that are going to go here. So I started kind of with that, and then I got sidetracked with this. So also I did clean up. This is going to be a courtyard. All this is just going to get covered over pretty much because it was such wild terrain. I want it to be a little bit more flat. Also, I think this big chunk of like rock and dirt is going to end up going as well. So I can at least have this part come down and then kind of steadily come up instead of it being so abrupt, I think. And then bring all this down. And so we kind of have like this really sturdy foundation that this structure's built on, and not kind of on this like hilly part, you know. It looks a little bit more natural the way that it's built, so. I also started cleaning up this. I did run a few warding pearls, so I've noticed a substantial decrease in the amount of mobs inside my base. I think I put out like 4 around, so there are a few warding pearls around the base. But as you can see, I mean, the radius isn't huge. We're still getting spiders and stuff in places. So I'll probably run more of those, but I just started with a reasonable amount, I think. And I started running this. We're actually going to be working down here today, but what we're going to be doing today, I really have no idea how the build for that is going to shape up for sure. I just know that this is going to kind of run down to the water, and then we'll probably have some steps somewhere that actually go down to the water, But as far as what I'm going to need for the build, I have no idea, because we're going to be doing a mod today that I am not familiar with. Because there are quite a few pet-related mods that I do want to start kind of delving into. It was kind of between this and getting into spellcasting today. But of course, our pet-related mods are things like Ice and Fire, Worm's Roost, Turtlemancy, I guess. I'm lumping it into the kind of the pet mod, but I'm not 100% sure that that is what the mod entails. I don't know, but it just seems like it would be kind of an animal-based mod because it's turtles, you know. So what we are going to be doing is we're going to be starting into Turtlemancy today. Now, before we set out, one thing I would like to do, let's grab these 2 soul gems. This one is my villager. Let's go ahead and put him, this is our librarian that we picked up last episode that I've got to level, I guess. Well, he doesn't have his profession anymore. Do I have name tags? I do. Perfect. And then we've also got a tortoise. This is, I'm kind of planning on having these, of course these are from Quark, and I'm kind of thinking of having these kind of with our turtles, because, you know, Turtlemancy and tortoises, they kind of make sense, but have them kind of set up out there somewhere near our turtles. I went ahead and picked up this one. I can't remember what it is, what its material is that it gives. I'm not for sure. But of course, these are from Quark, and they basically grow metals on their backs, and then you can mine those with a pickaxe. And harvest them kind of like you would sheep for wool. So, I kind of want to have a bunch of these with like various different materials that they're generating. And I happened to just run into this one. Of course, you find them randomly within caves, and I was like, oh, we got Turtlemancy. Let's do something with that. And so I grabbed it. So I guess for right now, I'm just going to put like an unknown, because I'm not for sure. I think these will despawn without a tag on, and I don't know what metal he was, and I guess it's not really important. We should label the pins and not the individual turtles just named like iron. You know, that's kind of boring. And I'm just going to put him for right now because I don't really have a space for him at the moment. We're going to go ahead and name him, and I'll get to you, Misha. But we're going to put him in there with the dead people. I suppose. And then we're just going to name Misha. And we'll come back to both of those later on down the road, once we're ready for that. But I just want to get them out of my inventory. That way we've got soul gems, because I'm assuming, I'm not for sure, but I'm assuming that we're going to be needing turtles for Turtlemancy. And so we're going to bring back some turtles for Turtlemancy. So now on to the actual mod. Oh, yeah, I've already got it here. Craft yourself a Turtlenomicon. It takes a book and an oyster. I think we can get it from the Akashic Tome, but I think I'm just going to make the book, because why not? And that way, that's one thing I'd not, like I've mentioned before, I'm not that crazy about Akashic Tome. I've been packing this thing around, and I don't know. I'd rather actually make the books, because of the fact that then we kind of have them in our space. We need to actually, at some point, I'll probably build out the hub in the overworld. But it's one of those things, like one of those weird buildings that you don't spend a lot of time in, and you just happen to pass through it, that I just, when I have other build things that I'm working on, I'm just kind of like, whatever, I'll do that later, you know. Maybe eventually I'll get around to it. So right now it's just kind of chilling right over there, because I've been working on our main build, and I'm having a blast with the main build. It's just been a lot, it's been a whole lot of fun, so. But I know the initial stuff that we're going to be doing today, it appears to be kind of collecting some seashells and things like that before we can really get started. But there is a couple things that really interest me from this mod. I don't know how much use or how much usefulness stuff that we're going to be pulling out of this, but it does seem like there's maybe some baubles. I'm not for sure what these do, but I assume they have to do with maybe going underwater and stuff like that. But like the Turtlemancer Altar, I think it looks like really cool. There's not, of course, in this pack, there's not a ton of different statue options. There's basically like this and Eidolon and maybe a couple other things, but you know, there's not a ton of different options. And not much in terms of just gargoyles, like single block type gargoyles and things like that. But we could still build like large statues, but as far as like small statues, we're kind of limited. But the Turtlemancer Altar does seem like it might be something that we could use for decor, especially outside around that kind of that courtyard area, especially where it kind of goes near the water. It'd be nice to have some of those, I'm thinking, as statues. Plus, there's these doors. I don't know. But it seems like a fun mod. I know we're going to need it long term for the ATM store, and it's just a mod that I've actually been really, really curious about ever since the first episode when we came across it. I was like, oh my gosh, I've never heard of this mod. I've never seen this mod. I've never messed with this mod. So that always instantly makes me curious about a mod. And excited to play with a mod. Okay, so over here, it looks like we have oyster sand from Turtlemancy. If we break this, yeah, we got an oyster. So then we can just craft this together with the oyster to get our Turtlenomicon. Okay. So it does look like it's a patchouli book, and we've got a few different tabs here. Now, the next quest that we've got is beachcombing for collecting scoot. When breaking a block of sand, it's a 34 out of 1,000 chance, but we do have vein mines, so it's not a big deal. And then we have to get 32 oysters. Alright, sounds good. Let's grab this. And let's get to harvesting. Now, I wonder if there's no way to actually make these after the fact. And that's something that I was kind of curious about. There we go. There we go. We got that part of it done. And then we just have to get our oysters. Which I'm probably going to grab some more of this other stuff. Just while I'm looking for oysters. Because I imagine we're going to need more than just 16 of it. So, and there we go. Quest complete. We're going to get 100 XP. That's fine. XP doesn't matter too much to us. And then we need to make a Turtlemancer cauldron and get 16 pearls. Toss those oysters into a filled Turtlemancer's cauldron to obtain pearls and cook oysters. Tasty. Okay. So let's go ahead and get that. And I'm assuming that this needs like maybe water in it or something. By the way, if you put buckets on you and you have that set to Omni Supply, you'll randomly get blood buckets. Or pretty much exclusively get blood buckets every time you have a bucket on you. So just be aware of that. We're going to have to start bees soon, too. So can I put... it's just one bucket. I'm going to kill him just before he causes me any grief. And by the way, I did get rid of our Brilliance ring. Because I was getting low. Making all that twisted rock, I was starting to get low on spirit. So I did pull that off. Now, does this need, like, water? Or fire underneath it? Aha, no it doesn't. It just needs water. And does it run out of water? Because right now it's just like indefinitely crafting things. I actually don't think that it does. Now I have to keep my eyes out for some turtles. There are phantoms, but they can't see me, so they can't attack, I'm assuming. So they just fly around. That's cool. Okay, so we got... That's probably enough for right now. We got 18 pearls. That's going to complete a quest. I know it's not that exciting. We're just kind of following the quest. But like I said, I am learning this. And maybe it's new to you guys too. Turtlemancy can make certain resources easier to get. We did notice that earlier. For example, duplicating ender pearls. You need enderman essence, an ender pearl, and an empty pearl. We'll go ahead and take that. Yeah, we saw that. You know, right here, if we take a look, human essence. I'm not sure about all these essences. We can also get turtle eggs. We can get our dried kelp just by using kelp there. Turtle curse. Human pearl. These are kind of nifty. I noticed them. We can get gunpowder, rabbit hides. I mean, most of these things we do have access to. There is Endstone, though, that we can get. Of course, we do have easy ways to make that at this point. And then the empty pearls, which are just pearls with Enderman essence, which I'm assuming we're going to have to kill Enderman, maybe. Oh, I saw a dragon head. Netherite, Enderman essence, Endstone, and carved pumpkin. That's actually going to be really, really useful, I feel like, that recipe. Because normally getting dragon heads is a little bit of a nuisance. Of course, we do have mystical agriculture, and we do have the Feywild. But honestly, this is easier probably than either of those. Oh, we can get glowstone, but right now, redstone, we can actually just convert this. That's what I've been using. This right here, super handy recipe. We can get a Heart of the Sea. I do like that. That is extremely useful. We maybe won't need Heart of the Sea for actually going underwater, but, ooh, magmatic turtle. Turtle blessing. Collect 5 turtle blessings. You have to bow, sneak, and look at a turtle in the eye. When it looks at you, you will need a lot of these blessings for this mod. Turtles are found as a passive mob on beaches. They aren't common, so it might take some time to find them. Don't want to find them. Dig up some scutes and get into mid-game Nature's Aura to use the Altar of Birthing to summon one. Yeah. But turtles actually are fairly easy. Nature's Aura. Oh, speak of the devils. There we go. Nature's Aura was actually another mod that we almost started, but I decided to start with Turtlemancy just because it kind of interested me a bit more, because it's not one that I'm like really familiar with, or familiar with whatsoever for that matter. Okay, so we have to bow. Hi. Has the turtle chosen me? I was looking at you. Look at me too. There we go. We got our turtle blessings. That's kind of a neat mechanic, honestly. We got some XP there. This is the result of you killing a turtle or looking a magma turtle in the eye while bowing. I hope you didn't just kill a turtle for your sake. Yeah, we're not going to do that, but I wonder, are they in the nether? And then there's this quest here. If we do kill a turtle, we have to use a nether star and a gas tier on an altar fueled by curses to create the nether star of forgiveness. Eat that and your turtle mom will forgive your sin. So apparently if we kill a turtle, it's quite bad. Oh, there's actually dark turtlemancy. Okay, well, anyways, this mod just... it came out of like left field. It's like, here's a magic mod about turtles. And it's actually kind of cool, right? I think so anyways. So we have the Turtlemancer basic wand. Okay. Let's grab that. There we go. Honestly, I feel like I could probably... I'm going to remove this for now. I'm not finding myself... because I'm pretty much invisible to mobs, and I just run up on them and quickly kill them. So I'm actually not finding myself using the shield that much. Honestly, I might even just run the Salamander Eye instead, especially like when we're in the nether and stuff. Because I haven't been using the shield that much of late. We used it a lot early on, but not as much now. Okay, so we get some seagrass. Use turtle blessings to refuel the wand. The durability represents the magical fuel. I'm actually kind of curious if we could just put this into a blood chest, though. Capable of casting level 1 spells. What in the world? Collect some turtle eggs with your basic Turtlemancer wand by holding right-click on the eggs. No silk touch required. Breed. Breed. Let me go ahead and rebreed these again. I think she's still working on laying. Yeah, she's still working on laying. But we can have these two mate now. And hopefully, once they settle down, we should get some turtle babies. Yeah, looks like she just laid her eggs. Oh, I just saw it. There we go. So we can just hold right-click on this. There we go. And we got a turtle egg. And then we can just breed these two again. Super quick, of course, to breed these turtles. Since they do have that, like, instantaneous rebreeding cycle. Looks like both of them just laid their eggs. This one does have multiple. I wonder if it gets all of them in one cast. No, it does not. Gotta be careful not to trample these. Okay, so then do we just take this? Yep. And this must be our first, I guess, level 1 spell is just collecting turtle eggs. Aha. Now you can also just mine these like with Silk Touch, so we could just go whoop, like that and get those, and probably a little bit easier for us since we do have that. Oh no, there's two in that stack. This one I'm actually probably just going to harvest. What in the world? What just happened? It was amazing. What are these spells? Okay, let's go ahead and just fill up the mana on that, because we're probably going to need it. And then we have to upgrade our Turtlemancer wand. Now, really quickly, I want to see if this book will tell us what are the level 1 spells, apprentice spells. Bubble Leviosa. Trap and levitate your target inside a bubble. Also, it heals them a bit. That could be useful for the healing, too. Self-bubble. Pressing C, you can get Bubble Leviosa applied to yourself. Also kind of nice. Use the wand while sneaking to get resistance 1 at the cost of getting slowness 1. That's also kind of nice. Chicken burst. Use the wand against a chicken to make it explode. Yeah, turtles hate chickens. Why? I don't know. Maybe because they're fast, light, and cowards. Is this one still making babies? Explode chickens that get a lot, and I mean a lot of feathers. Use the wand against an oyster sandblock to get the pearl. Use the wand against kelp to get it in massive amounts. Use the wand against a turtle egg or on a magmatic turtle egg to pick it up without silky touch. If there are multiple eggs, you only pick up one at a time. And then seagrass. Use it against seagrass to get it in massive amounts. We are going to have to try the seagrass real quick. And that's just basic spells, too. Okay, yeah, so we got like 5 that time off that harvest. That's actually kind of useful. The kelp, too. Like, at least until we get it automated or something. That could be quite nice. Also, the chickens, if we need feathers. Sounds like a great way to get those. So that is the basic spells. Now, as far as upgrading this, the Blessed Pearl requires an empty pearl. And I guess I'm going to need to bow to more turtles. But yeah, I'm thinking just like a turtle area where we've got lots of turtles and tortoises and stuff like that would be quite good. It seems like you can just kind of hold shift or put something on your keyboard and just hang out like looking at it. And you'll just build up turtle essence. It's a fairly easy resource to farm. But I think it's a really neat mechanic. Just something, something a little bit different, something out of the ordinary. And it's kind of neat that that's used to fuel our mana. I'm actually really loving this mod, by the way. Okay, so we got 16 turtle blessings. That should be good for a moment. Then to get our blessed orb, or blessed pearl, there's that. And then we can get our better Turtlemancer wand. Capable of casting level 1 and level 2 spells. Okay, now I'm curious, because these spells actually are really neat. Oh, and then there's the improper spells, which is like the dark path, I guess. Intermediate spells. You have Bubble Leviosa 2. It lasts longer. Also, it heals more. Which I'm assuming, it says it can also perform the apprentice spells, but I'm assuming that's stuff like the kelp. And Bubble Leviosa 2 probably just replaces the Leviosa 1. And then pressing C, you can get it on yourself. You can get resistance 2 at the cost of slowness 1. I actually wonder if the top tier 1 doesn't just cut out the slowness. Or, I don't know, resistance 3 with slowness 1 is fine, because we have the 20% speed increase. So I think that would be okay. Use it against sheep to make it explode. And we get a bunch of wool. Use it on squids to get a lot of ink. Instantly break obsidian. That's actually a really good way to go for like just straight up a diamond pick. If they use their full power against a bedrock block, they can pick up a little fragment of it. It needs full mana to work. Always get flint. Lots of clay balls. Oh, that could be a really good, like an interesting way to just duplicate clay like instantly. Possibly. I'm curious, how much clay do we get? Because originally I was thinking, well, we'll just go with like Clayconia. But it could be kind of cool if we could rig this up somehow to use this for like endless clay, just as something a little bit different. We got 5. So after 3, we got 19 clay balls. Interesting. Okay, so we get some XP from that. And then they want us to get 16 bedrock shards. Okay. So we need to bring some extra turtle blessings. Let me just get a few of these. And actually, since we're pretty much invisible to mobs, I think I might just use the AFK method that I talked about. So I'm going to AFK. We're going to build up a lot of turtle blessings, and then we'll be right back. Okay, I just came back, and we now have 64. I just finished it off to get a full stack. So we should be good. Oh, and I can just click. That's actually really nice. I'm probably going to grab... Oh, and we get pearls. We don't even have to do the oysters. at this point. We can kind of skip that. Now, I guess we do still need some of these, because I think we can use these to make the Bewitched Shells, which are used... Okay, I know the Shell of Encapsulations for the ATM star. I'll tell you what, let me just grab this. Let me run around and grab a bunch of these oysters just while we're here. Because then I think we're going to set out in search of some bedrock. I feel like this is one of those mods, like maybe later series or something, if it shows up, I feel like I'd want to just start with it. Like Turtlemancy right out the gate. And go with like some kind of an aquatic build or something, you know, to that effect. Okay, so now we should be good on that. I'm going to go ahead and swap out. And let's head down. I may hit lava, but lava's not that scary for us at this point. Okay, now real quick, what is this? This looks like it could be a... I don't know, this is an Eidolon dungeon. I'm going to go ahead and loot that really quickly while we're here. Oh, we did get a zombie heart. That's good. And what do we got here? Take off. Oh, forgotten. Wow, we filled up on Wicked Spirits so fast. We did get a couple forgotten hats, and you can see these do give us luck. So we might end up using those at some point for that added luck. But with like all of our like arcane spoil and stuff, we get so many spirits per kill. This one being flooded is not... It's not wonderful. I'm actually going to take these because I can use these as statues. These are one of the statues I was talking about. The other one being the actual statues. The Eidolon statues. But alright, so what do we got? In here, we did get a couple Tattered Tomes. And we got Mana Boost 3. And then just a bunch of assorted junk. We'll just dump it in. Okay, so I think that's like pretty much everything out of here. So we're just going to go ahead and continue what we were doing, which is heading down to Bedrock. Which it looks like Bedrock is a flat space. So let's just clear some of this out. I don't know if this is actually going to break the bedrock block or not. So I do want to be just slightly cautious here. I have been gathering up a lot of dark stone. We've probably got plenty at this point, but I have been gathering up a lot of it. Oh no. And of course, we're just a little bit of durability shy, so I'm going to have to pop one of these. So if we do this... Okay. It doesn't actually break the bedrock though, but I know we can make bedrock blocks with this. We need 4 to make a fragment of bedrock, and then we need 9 to make a piece of bedrock. But there is the Bedrock Pickaxe, which might be able to break bedrock for us. I'm assuming that that's actually probably what they're going to send us to do, because they give us 2 blaze rods. Yeah. Craft them into a Bedrock Pickaxe. Congratulations, you can legitly break bedrock to reach the nether roof without ender pearls and ladders and get down again. Ooh. That's actually super useful, to be honest. And just to be able to get bedrock, because we can make a wither trap extremely easy with that. Now, of course, here it's probably going to drop down into the void at the moment. But we'll just use our magnet ring and we'll break all this bedrock once we get our little fragments of bedrock. And I know once we get bedrock, then we can do this and just get our fragments of bedrock that way. And then use those to break down into little fragments. So honestly, it might even be quickest just to get 12 of these, make the Bedrock Pickaxe, and then get the rest of our little fragments that way. Because it is, you know, with the cooldown on this, it does take a little bit. Okay, well, while I'm working on this, I'm going to poke around in the book just a little bit. and see what we got here. Magmatic turtles, which apparently are in Crimson Roots and Warp Forest, so we might have to go looking for those soon as well. Oh, and there's the turtle boat, which is like a really fast boat. Exploding turtles. Turtle bowls. Food in the big bowl will last at least 10 meals. I wonder if that could be used with stuffed pumpkin. We got pearl blocks. I actually like that. Oh, and the shell of encapsulation is for capturing monsters. So that's, or not monsters, just passives, but that's really useful. I mean, we have the soul gems now, but still. Okay, and it looks like essences, we just use a glass bottle on different things. There's turtle, arthropod, water creature, animal, undead, human, and end. They're all pretty self-explanatory as to what essence comes from what. But yeah, it looks like just using empty bottles on stuff. Kind of like, you know, getting end air or dragon's breath in that regard. Oh, and we can also repair items with bedrock using the rituals. So that's kind of nifty too. Bracelet of the Sea. It seems like that might be Heart of the Sea in a bracelet. And if so, that's going to be crazy. I'll have to check out the equipment stuff. Turtle, Aqua, Affinity. And we'll be able to see what that is. Unbreaking. We can summon a baby turtle. Magmatic turtle. A witch. A shulker. A slime. Oh, that's actually very, very good. Summon a guardian. Skeleton horse. And a ghast. The magma heart. Oh, you can get wither skeleton skulls. You can get scoot. But you have to sacrifice turtles. Oh, it's evil. The Ritual of Forgiveness, and then the Thorns enchantment. There's the Turtlemancer set, which actually has pretty good stats. You'll get a bonus of 6 hearts for equipping it. We're going to have to definitely make this. Okay, and then as far as these equipment pieces, there's this one. Gives you unlimited water breathing and night vision underwater. Kind of nice. Bracelet of the Sea. All spells will be cast faster and will consume less magic of the wand. The Bracelet of the Sea can be obtained performing the Ritual of the Sea. Okay, so it's just more like for spell casting. It's still kind of nice. Deep Blue Charm gives you movement speed and on rainy days and makes you swim faster. Magma Heart. Recover life and hunger when you kill something. Magmatic Set. If you have equipped the whole set, you will lose a bit of your maximum health, but you will set whoever attacks you on fire, even if it was a distant attack. Nautilus Belt. It absorbs all falling damage, which we don't need that, of course, but Tephra Ring changes the effect of the Lava Bubba spell. Instead of healing, it will deal damage. Tidal Ring does Bubble Leviosa to deal damage. Interesting. I wonder how much damage, because that could be pretty good. And this is just general, like, blocks and things like that. I think all this is all pretty self-explanatory. But what about top tier recipes? Improving wands or strong enchantments on rituals. Okay. And then we've got Turtle Aqua Affinity. Improves your breaking speed underwater at a higher level than your normal breaking speed outside water. Wow. That's actually extremely good. Okay. Whoops, let me charge this up. We're going to get our last fragment for this quest. No. It's done that to me once before, like it fails or something. There we go. Okay, so that quest is done. And then we can go ahead and get 3 of these. And then we can get ourselves a Bedrock Pickaxe. Okay, so let me get my magnet ring real quick. We're going to throw that on for just a moment. And okay, it looks like we can only break 3 bedrock, but then we can turn that into a bunch of picks and come back out. Or we could just, well, I guess we could enchant it with unbreaking, right? But we do have an entrance to the void here. Yeah, I think that bedrock should be fine for now. We'll gather some more later, but and then we have to get this right here. Why do we keep getting the patience of a turtle? Oh, that's because we didn't, I guess, exit with it. Okay. And then we'll be moving into the rituals. Now, there's also this. Okay. Let me go ahead. Well, I think we'll just break all this down. We could actually do it while we're here just to get more bedrock, you know? Might be worth doing, actually. So, it's just bedrock, right? Let me take off this magnet ring because that's not going to work. Yeah, so we just toss that in and then we get fragments of bedrock. And then we can take and we can break those down. Okay. And then for this stuff, it's just both of those in the water. So we do that. And that's going to start crafting our improved scoot. There we go. There's that. Let me go ahead and just break down all this bedrock because why not? Honestly, these picks are so cheap to craft that I don't even think like unbreaking and stuff matters that much on these. I'm going to grab 4 of them, and we're going to gather up some of the bedrock in this area before we leave. Okay, and you actually don't even need magnet ring for this, by the way. It just shoots into your inventory. So, that's actually pretty handy. Oh wow, this pickaxe actually has a ton of durability, by the way. I've got 15 bedrock and 24 fragments. That should be good. Let's go ahead and warp home at this point. And I want to try a couple things here. Just so that we can see if it works out for us. I want to see if we can repair the bedrock pick and the wand. Just out of curiosity. So we throw that in there. That does repair. So I'm just going to let that one repair. Why not? We could always put Unbreakable on it and just have a pick where we can just go and get infinite bedrock. I'm assuming it would work. So, and if we throw, that will not go in there. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so at this point, I think we can reasonably hang out at home with this mod and do a bit of our work here. So let's pop down. I've got to set up some pins and stuff so that we can, I don't know. I've got to figure out how I'm going to lay this area out because I'm going to have turtles and tortoises. I know that turtles and tortoises aren't the same thing. I know that tortoises are land-based, but we're going to have them kind of in the same area though. Actually, probably having that right up next to that current edge. Probably not a great idea. We're going to put it here for the time being until we figure out how we're going to lay all this out. I mean, there's not really a ton of stuff that we're going to be using for like to populate the area. I mean, it's pretty much this and the ritual altar, I think, and then having, you know, an area with some turtles and stuff, and then beyond that, it's probably just going to be decorative stuff. So I'm thinking of some kind of little house or something where we can use these doors. Honestly, maybe have stairs come down right next to the water, and then have a little building that we can step into where kind of the water has flown in. Maybe where the turtles hang out or something. I don't know. Something like that. Could be kind of cool. Alright, so we're supposed to get this. That actually should not be a problem. Okay, so there is our Turtlemancer Altar. So we're going to go ahead and take that. And let's see what this thing looks like. Oh, it's so amazing. Oh, it's even better than I thought it would be. For some reason, I thought it was going to be like 2 blocks or 3 blocks tall. And it was going to be like two tall on the pillar and then the turtle on top. Is kind of how I imagined it. And that's even better. And it's adorable as can be. Okay, so yeah, we're definitely going to be using these for decoration, I do believe. Okay, now when I was reading through the book, it seemed pretty straightforward, the ritual system. However, I know it's about wrapping up point for this episode, so we're actually going to end this one out here. And this is perfect timing too, because we're starting to move into the back end of the mod, and I think these 2 things are the only like blocks that we're going to be using. And then beyond that, it's just going to be like having space for our turtles and decorating out that space, and kind of taking up a lot more space than what this mod actually needs, because, you know, this mod could pretty much all fit in like a 5x5 and you'd be good to go. But I want to make a decent sized space for this mod. you know, between our turtles and our tortoises and whatnot, and have like a couple little altar areas maybe, and just some little setup, and a place for armor stands and stuff. Oh, okay, so there's actually, I just noticed there is very specific foods that can go inside that large bowl, none of which is foods that we actually eat. So, but it does seem like those would count, like that would be two different foods for like beetroot soup and rabbit stew if you ate it from a normal bowl and you ate it from the big turtle bowl. So that's kind of nifty. But yeah, so we're going to end out this episode here, and then next episode when we come back, I think we are going to be I'm going to spend some time building out this area, and probably just working on the courtyard in general some, I think. It's time for us to get outside of the base a little bit and work on this courtyard space, because I need to move my sheep over and some things like that, and I need the courtyard to do that. I also need to work on this and our graveyard. So I think it's long overdue. But I want to work on this space, and that way we can finish out this mod, because I really don't think it's going to take long come next episode to wrap up with this mod. We got to get magma turtles and dive into those, but for the most part it's just making some baubles and stuff, it looks like, and getting our last wand. So we probably won't spend the entire episode on this, but one thing I'm going to try to do some mining and see if I can find another tortoise, and then we might spend a little bit of time with quark tortoises come next episode as well, and then maybe some other courtyard related stuff depending on where we're at on time and whatnot. But we will definitely finish out these quests, I think, come next episode in this tab. Not a big mod, but what it does have I find really, really charming and unique, and I actually quite love it. You know, it doesn't have to be some crazy powerful mod that gives us super storage or anything like that. I honestly love this mod a lot, and moving forward it's probably going to be one of those mods that I would look to start a pack with. Kind of the same way I view like Roots and Druidcraft and stuff. I think they're great mods for like the start of a pack, and they really kind of fit into vanilla really, really well, without this super heavy change to the way that Minecraft behaves, you know, just in a vanilla situation. So I really love this mod a lot. But yeah, so we're going to end out this episode here, and then next episode we will work on finishing that out and getting into just a little bit of stuff related to tortoises as well, so we can kind of blend those into our turtlemancy area. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.